Have you ever stopped to wonder what happened to those stars who ruled the 90s and suddenly disappeared? The ones who were a part of our childhood and adolescence, whose faces were everywhere on TV, but then vanished without a trace. Today, we're revisiting the biggest phenomena who disappeared from the screens, but still live on in our memories. From Shannon Doherty's rebellious spirit, to Sarah Michelle Gellar's strength, to Amanda Bynes' explosive charisma. But the last two, I'm sure, will really hit you. Stick around till the end and get ready to travel back in time. Who hasn't caught themselves wondering what life would be like in 90s Beverly Hills, with all that mix of glamour and drama? Shannon Doherty was one of the ones responsible for bringing that world to life. Her iconic characters, like Brenda, Walsh in Beverly Hills, 90210, and the powerful Prue Halliwell in Charmed, became role models for an entire generation. It was impossible not to fall in love with her piercing gaze, her intense performances, and the personality that overflowed on screen. But what happened to Shannon? How did a star who once ruled the screen suddenly fade away? She was at the center of attention, provoking controversies, captivating fans, and becoming a symbol of an era. However, the same strength that made her famous also seemed to pull her away from the media and the spotlight of fame. Over the years, she faced personal challenges that often made it difficult for her career to stay in the limelight. But the truth is, the Shannon we knew never really left. She continues to be an important figure in the memories of those who watched her shows and movies, leaving a deep mark that, no matter how much time passes, will never disappear. Even with the ups and downs of life, the nostalgia of Shannon Doherty will always remain alive, reminding us of the power of her presence, both on screen and in our hearts.
Hey, are you enjoying this trip down memory lane? Then what are you waiting for? If you haven't subscribed yet, now's your chance. Remember, the 90s nostalgia doesn't stop here. Subscribe now and don't miss out on any of this amazing journey of memories and fun. Because if you grew up in the 90s, you know these memories shouldn't be forgotten. They deserve to be celebrated. And for that, you need to be part of everything we're bringing. Let's relive everything that made that decade unforgettable. Hit that subscribe button and join this journey.
In the 90s, she was the star of one of the most beloved and cult series of all time, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sarah Michelle Gellar, with her unmatched talent and unique charisma, brought to life the character who, to this day, is a symbol of strength, courage, and resilience. She wasn't just a hero fighting monsters. She was the woman who, despite all odds, never gave up protecting those she loved. Buffy was more than just a show. It was a cultural phenomenon that defined a generation and made Sarah an icon. But what happened to the star who seemed to have the world at her feet when Buffy ended? Where is the Sarah who captivated millions with her talent and one-of-a-kind personality? After years at the top, Sarah made bold choices, shifting paths and stepping away from big productions. She pursued a life full of new challenges, but always with the same strength she had when facing demons and monsters. Though she took a step back from the media, the truth is Sarah Michelle Gellar never disappeared. She remains an essential figure in the hearts of fans, remembered not only for her acting prowess, but for the way she marked an entire generation. In the 90s, he was the teen idol who made hearts race. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, or simply JTT, became a household name for anyone who watched Home Improvement. With his charming smile and undeniable charisma, he was one of the biggest teen stars of the decade. At the time, it seemed impossible to imagine that he wouldn't stay on top of success. But in a turn that caught everyone by surprise, Jonathan disappeared from the silver screen and the Hollywood stage. After his massive success on TV and in films, he made a bold choice. He stepped away from fame, seeking a quieter life, far from the spotlight. Many fans were left with a sense of mystery about his disappearance, unsure what could have led the young talent to leave it all behind. Jonathan was always seen as the idealized boy next door, but few knew that he had his own dreams and desires beyond the world of stardom. With his decision to study and focus on his personal life, he distanced himself from the media, leaving behind a legacy of nostalgia and an entire generation who still fondly remembers the Tim Taylor from Home Improvement and the lovable teen who captured millions of hearts. She was the child prodigy of the 90s, with a unique talent that captivated entire generations. Mara Wilson, the adorable and unmissable star of Matilda, became an icon of childhood for everyone who grew up with her strong personality and charming smile. But suddenly Mara disappeared from the theaters and Hollywood productions. After a few memorable roles, like in Mrs. Doubtfire and Miracles from Heaven, she stepped away from the life of an actress, leaving fans wondering what could have led this promising star to step away so early. However, Mara didn't fade into the shadows of obscurity. Instead, she pursued a new path, where she found her voice as a writer and advocate for social issues. Her decision to leave the spotlight was a personal one, but it left a deep legacy in the hearts of fans who still see her as the girl who made magic happen on screen. Mara Wilson may not be in front of the cameras anymore, but her impact as a 90s icon will never fade. In the 90s, he was TV's sweetheart, the lovable nerd from Friends who won hearts all over the world. David Schwimmer, with his role as Ross Geller, became one of the most beloved figures from the sitcom that defined the decade. His romantic dilemmas, quirky laughs, and memorable expressions became part of pop culture, and he quickly became a TV icon. But what happened to him after Friends came to an end? Why did a star at the top of his game decide to step back and retreat from the cameras? David took different paths, exploring more dramatic roles and even venturing into directing. But his presence in big Hollywood productions was never as strong as it was during the show. Many fans wondered, where is the Ross Geller we all loved? What led this unique talent to seek a quieter life? The truth is, even though his fame has faded, David Schwimmer has never stopped being a key figure for Friends fans. He may not be making headlines like before, but his connection to the generation that grew up watching Friends is eternal, and he continues to be remembered as one of the biggest TV icons of the 90s. Who doesn't remember the girl with the spontaneous smile and the comedies that made everyone laugh until they couldn't anymore? Amanda Bynes was the star who ruled the 90s and 2000s screens, with a unique talent that won everyone over. From The Amanda Show to What I Like About You, she was the embodiment of fun and youthful charisma. For those who grew up with Nickelodeon, Amanda was more than just an actress. She was a virtual friend, someone we laughed with, cried with, and had endless fun alongside. But then, how did such a bright star suddenly fade away? Overnight, Amanda stepped away from the spotlight, and what seemed like a promising television career turned into silence. Her personal life took unexpected turns, and the public was left to wonder what had happened to the star who had captured the hearts of millions. But the truth is, Amanda's magic never truly disappeared. She may have stepped back, but her influence on 90s and 2000s pop culture is forever etched in the memory of all who followed her journey. Who doesn't remember the iconic Ice Ice Baby blasting through the airwaves and dominating dance floors in the 90s? Vanilla Ice arrived like a hurricane, with his unique style, rebellious look, and a song that seemed made to be an anthem for a generation. He was the first rapper to top the pop charts, breaking barriers and becoming a worldwide phenomenon. But then, just when everyone thought his career was about to soar even higher, he vanished from the spotlight, leaving a mystery in the air. What happened to the man who conquered the world with his unmistakable beat? The answer isn't simple. His meteoric rise to fame was followed by controversies and scandals that affected his image, pushing him away from the media. But even after years away from the limelight, Vanilla Ice has never ceased to be a prominent figure in 90s pop culture. He may have stepped back, but his music still resonates, and his presence remains a reminder of an era that, for many, will never go out of style. Who doesn't remember the battle cry "Girl Power" ringing out across the globe? The Spice Girls were more than just a band. They were a global phenomenon, a movement that changed the course of 90s pop music. With their distinct personalities and unique style, Mel B, Gary Halliwell, Emma Bunton, Mel C, and Victoria Beckham became the voices of freedom, friendship, and female expression, each with their own temperament and identity, but all together creating a chemistry that made the magic happen. Hits like Wannabe and Spice Up Your Life became anthems for a generation, and the girl power mantra spread like wildfire among young people worldwide. But like all great things, the Spice Girls came to an end, leaving their fans with an immense longing and a taste of, "I want more." So what happened to these women who revolutionized pop music and made us believe in the power of friendship and independence? Some pursued solo careers, others stepped away from the spotlight, but the legacy of the Spice Girls is eternal, and the nostalgia of their music and messages still lives strong in the hearts of those who grew up with them.
Did you enjoy reliving those moments from the 90s? The nostalgia of that era is more alive than ever, and I'm sure you've got some amazing stories and memories from that time that shaped so many generations. If you love revisiting the best of the 90s as much as we do, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Tell us, what was your favorite product from that era? Or what 90s memory still makes you smile today? And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any content packed with nostalgia. Let's keep these memories alive. See you in the next video, where we'll continue to travel through time and rescue everything that made the 90s so special.